You hear that, Sheikh Maktoum? I'm going with Canelo, La Raza. We're going to beat your guy Crawford, Mr. Ping Ping guy.
But like I said, when you have two great fighters, great things can happen. But I could see even Crawford getting knocked out like Amir Khan style though.
Dmitry Bivol just dropped a game-changing tip that could give Terence Crawford the edge he needs to take down Canelo Alvarez.
We don't know how he will deal with this. He needs to get used to the power and pressure of 168.
As someone who's already defeated Canelo, Bivol believes Crawford has what it takes to do the same. But in his opinion, it's not about weight or even power on its own. It's about being smart, applying pressure, and adjusting to the physical challenge of facing a true 168-pounder. Bivol didn't just say Crawford can win, he went further, predicting a brutal night ahead for Canelo if Crawford follows the right game plan.
It's not about only getting used to the power, and it's also about be mentally ready, because when people are not prepared them mentally, they like afraid or scared, you become weak, your body become weak, you know, when something happened and it's something new and you wasn't ready for this. We all know these feelings, like the body become melting, like just soft, you know. And mentality is very important also for this fight. Even his one weight class or two weight class lower.
Bivol's experience against Canelo makes his words carry extra weight. He knows exactly how it feels to share the ring with the Mexican superstar, and his message was clear. If Crawford focuses less on the weight difference and more on matching the power and pressure of a natural super middleweight, he can come out on top. To him, Crawford's chances aren't just hopeful, they're real.
To move up for two weight classes, yeah? Or not. But then I saw him in Dubai maybe a month ago. I saw him. He's big, and he has very good skills. He's one of my favorite boxers. He able to win this fight. But there is a lot of but, and even not but. There is a lot of things, small things, which we don't know how he will deal with this. He needs to get used to the power and pressure of 168.
While Bivol sides with Crawford, others in the boxing world have shared different opinions. One of the most surprising takes came from Khabib Nurmagomedov's coach, Javier Mendez. Mendez openly admitted he was biased, but firmly picked Canelo to win. He said that being Mexican himself, it's hard not to root for a fighter like Canelo, who he already admires. Even though he respects Crawford and sees him as one of the toughest and most skilled fighters out there, his loyalty and belief lie with Canelo.
Canelo and Crawford are going to make, but that's going to be an interesting scenario there. I'm going to go with, you hear that, Sheikh Maktoum? I'm going with Canelo, La Raza. We're going to beat your guy Crawford, Mr. Ping Ping guy.
Yeah? Is it because he's Mexican and you're being biased towards?
Of course I'm being biased. He's Mexican, I'm Mexican. Even though Crawford is a badass, he's probably one of the best I've ever seen. But yeah, the Latino. Yeah, why not? He's like me. Why not? I like Canelo. I like Canelo anyway, so.
Yeah.
Another strong opinion came from Ryan Garcia, who used to train closely with Canelo. Garcia was very straightforward about his doubts, saying he doesn't see Crawford beating Canelo. He even suggested that Crawford could get knocked out in a fashion similar to Amir Khan, who suffered a brutal KO loss to Canelo back in 2016. Garcia explained that he's trained with Canelo and seen how powerful he really is, even against bigger opponents. Now, for the first time in a while, Canelo will be the naturally bigger man going into a fight, and that, according to Garcia, changes everything.
But like I said, when you have two great fighters, great things can happen. But I could see even Crawford getting knocked out like Amir Khan style though. I think Crawford's also gonna try to implement like kind of what Floyd did, kind of stand your ground a little bit, trying to catch up. But he doesn't have the same defense as Floyd. That's the thing. But I do see him trying to take that approach where he tries to like stand his ground, kind of hold his ground. I won't say try to push Canelo back, but hold his ground.
Garcia also pointed out how Canelo has the freedom to fight without worrying about size disadvantages this time. That makes him even more dangerous. While Garcia acknowledged that Crawford is a great fighter and has the talent to prove people wrong, he believes Canelo's power, physical strength, and ability to push back even heavyweights could overwhelm Crawford, especially if Crawford's defense doesn't hold up under pressure.
I don't see it happening, but he could definitely prove me wrong. But I just think, bro, like, I mean, I've trained with Canelo, I've been around him. Bro can really push back heavyweight. So I don't know how he's like, because this is the first time Canelo's actually bigger than somebody in a long time. So it's like the weights are lifted off, and now he could fight even more freely, you know? So I'm actually interested to see, bro. I can't wait for the fight. I'm definitely going to be backing Canelo, but, you know, Crawford is a great fighter, and he could surprise me. But right now, where I would put my money is Canelo Alvarez.
Another voice that added to the debate was Oscar De La Hoya, a former 6-weight world champion. He praised Crawford for being the more skilled and technical boxer, but didn't think that would be enough. According to De La Hoya, Canelo's size and power would eventually wear Crawford down. He predicted that the early rounds might look competitive, with Crawford possibly outboxing Canelo, but eventually the physical difference would take its toll. He said by the time the fight reaches the later rounds, it could turn one-sided in Canelo's favor. For De La Hoya, even though Crawford might shine early, Canelo would be too much in the long run.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the million-dollar question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Right. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all. No. Berlanga's a big kid. Right. Yeah. So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. Right. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
John Porter, one of boxing's most prominent figures, also gave his thoughts on the matchup. He acknowledged how much this fight has the potential just because of Terence Crawford. He went on to praise Crawford for stepping up to take the challenge and keeping up with the morale despite all the ongoing criticism. In his view, Crawford does have the chance to pull off the victory. He praised Crawford's skills, his ability to switch stances, and his inner toughness, calling him one of the most complete fighters of this generation.
Why, if you are a Crawford camp, you gotta like this fight because you know that you definitely have somebody who's gonna fight in your rhythm, in the flow that your current runs in. You know, his current is I'm out, I'm in. You know what I mean? He likes somebody coming after him. This is what he's done his whole life. He's had to turn it on to go after guys, including me, goddamn. I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So, you know, this fight in a lot of ways early on could be a very interesting fight because it's one that like works in the rhythm of both guys, because this is what Canelo does and what he likes to do, and I'm okay if I'm only getting elbows, and I'm okay if I'm swinging and I'm missing, because I'm gonna catch up to you eventually, you know?
Joining the wave of praise, popular boxing personality Gilly the Kid also shared his thoughts. He applauded Terence Crawford for moving up 2 weight classes to take on such a huge challenge. In his eyes, this bold move not only makes Crawford a dangerous opponent, but also strengthens his case as one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Canelo and Bud. Who you like in this fight?
Canelo.
Why? Because Bud had to move up 3 classes?
Yes. And in the history of boxing, I've never seen anybody move up 2 classes and be successful.
Well, Roy did.
I mean, but not in one jump, not in one leap.
Right, you're right.
It was here,
right.
Light, heavyweight, fight a few fights,
right.
Okay, heavyweight. We talking about he just fought 147 one fight ago.
Right.
And then you gonna fight at 168?
Yeah. Did he fight his last fight at 54?
Yes, just one fight
right.
though.
And so now he'd go from 54 to 60 to 68.
Right.
And then he doesn't have a rehydration clause, so Canelo might be 180.
190.
185, 190.
190.
Furthermore, Gilly also shared his prediction for the fight, making it clear that despite all the criticism Crawford is facing, he strongly believes Terence Crawford has what it takes to beat Canelo Alvarez. He predicted that Crawford would outbox Canelo in this showdown and solidify his legacy as one of the greatest champions of all time.
Right. Do you think he thinks he can outbox Canelo?
I think he can outbox Canelo too until he get hit.
One of the boldest takes came from Stephen A. Smith, who said without hesitation that Crawford will beat Canelo. Speaking on All the Smoke, Smith made it clear that while he respects Canelo, he believes Crawford's speed, movement, and fight IQ will be too much. He predicted Crawford would win by decision. Smith said Canelo is nearly impossible to knock out, but that doesn't mean he can't be outboxed. In his view, Crawford is simply faster, sharper, and more skilled at controlling the distance and using footwork to win rounds. He said switching stances, using the jab, and avoiding big exchanges would help Crawford take control and win on the scorecards.
You got a love for boxing.
Yes, love
Who
boxing.
gonna win the fight, man? That's coming up, the biggest
Crawford.
fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway for crying out loud.
Right.
It's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford.
Kyrone Davis, a middleweight boxer who has sparred with both Canelo and Crawford, shared a different view. Having experienced both fighters' skills firsthand, Davis leaned toward Canelo. He said Canelo's size and power make a big difference, and that Crawford would likely struggle to hurt him with a single shot. According to Davis, Canelo is hard to damage, not only because of his chin, but also because of his smart defense and ring IQ. He mentioned that Crawford would have to rely on body work and stay sharp round after round, which is no easy task. Davis said if he had to place a bet, he'd back Canelo, not because Crawford isn't great, but because the physical advantage is hard to ignore.
Have you been in there with Crawford?
Yeah.
So you've been in there with Crawford, you've been in there with Canelo. What can you take from sparring both of them to gauge what's gonna happen in September?
Preparation is going to definitely be everything. Crawford adjusting to the 168 pound division. I know he's been sitting at a heavier weight for a while, but he's been showing his training and stuff. So that's definitely going to help him. Canelo experience, but then you got Crawford, got great experience as well. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a good chess match. I expect a great fight. If I had to favor somebody, I would just pick Canelo because of the weight disparity. Canelo is naturally sits really well at 168.
He also added that Canelo's experience and ability to set traps in the ring make him a dangerous opponent. Crawford might be faster and slicker, but he's still stepping into a heavier weight class against a fighter who's not just powerful, he's smart. For Davis, one punch from Canelo could change everything, especially considering Crawford hasn't fought someone this physically strong before.
And it's just always tough for a guy to come to 168 and come from that many weight classes up and do something like that. If he does it, if anybody could do it, it'll be Terence Crawford.
With so many voices weighing in, fighters, trainers, commentators, and analysts, the excitement around Canelo versus Crawford just keeps growing. What makes the fight so intriguing is that both fighters are elite in their own ways. Canelo brings strength, experience, and brutal body shots. Crawford brings speed, accuracy, and brilliant footwork. One fighter is moving up in weight, the other is fighting someone smaller for the first time in years. It's a matchup of styles, of eras, and of greatness.
I think Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's physically kind of big, but height wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so now.
Corey, how you got a decision established? Because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop him.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone and talked about it, but I think that's possible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen.
Dmitry Bivol may have laid out the blueprint for Crawford to follow, but only time will tell if he can pull it off. Some say he'll be too small, others believe he's too skilled. The fight is not just a clash of fists, it's a test of boxing IQ, willpower, and strategy. Whether it ends in a knockout, a decision, or a surprise, this showdown will settle one of the biggest bangers in modern boxing.
Crawford Canelo, I still say Canelo.
I got Canelo too.
I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yep.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should try test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog. He's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital, so maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out until that day comes.
It's the only way, but I definitely think that it's a great fight overall. You know, black and brown is how you get down.
If you're ready for one of the most exciting matchups in boxing history, don't forget to like, comment, and share this with your fellow fight fans. Who do you think wins, Canelo or Crawford? Let us know your take below. And make sure to subscribe to Ring Rivalry for more exclusive fight previews, real opinions, and behind-the-scenes insights, because the rivalry never stops.